Way back at the beginning of our nation, in Parashat Va'era, when the Jewish people were stuck in Egypt, Moses was commanded by God to go and speak to them and tell them that he's going to bring them out of Egypt and he's going to bring them to the promised land. Moshe says that he's worried that the people won't listen. Mikotze ruach ume'avodah kasha, because of their shortness of spirit from the hard labor that they had. They would struggle to hear his message because they seem to have this problem of kotzer ruach, of shortness of spirit. What exactly does that mean? And the sense that the commentaries give in that moment is that when a person is really under tremendous pressure, when you feel that labor, that slavery, that intensity that comes with being worked non-stop, then you're unable to hear anything else. You're unable to have space inside of your head or inside of your heart to hear anything else, to be able to manage to think about something even as important as your own freedom, even as important as your own future. Fast forward to Parashat Chukat, and actually the Jewish people still seem to be suffering mikotzer ruach, from the same shortness of spirit, or not the same shortness of spirit, perhaps a new shortness of spirit. Perhaps it went away and came back. But the Torah again seems to describe over here they're unable, or they really challenge Moshe, and their difficulties come from the fact that they were suffering from kotzer ruach. In fact, the Torah says that there was a reason behind their kotzer ruach over here. This is in chapter 21, verse 4. The Torah tells us that they were traveling through the wilderness, vayis'u mehar hahar, and the verse ends, vatiktsar nefesh ha'am badarech, that the soul of the people, the spirit of the people was short. Again, mikotzer ruach badarech, because of the journey, because of the way that they were being taken. Rashi clarifies that the people knew that they were about to enter the land of Israel, but they were also watching their journey going, winding here, there, going back on themselves, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, perhaps sometimes 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And that, in a sense, gave them this kotzer ruach, or as we call it over here, this kotzer nefesh, this shortness of spirit, this inability to hear something else, to be able to feel like you're ready to take on life's challenges. They lack that ability to be able to do that. In our lives, I think this can be a challenge for us too. While we may not have that backbreaking labor, we may not be slaves in the external sense, someone telling us what to do all the time, though sometimes we may feel like that. I think that certainly life's journey does seem to match up a little bit to what the Torah describes over here in Parashat Chukat. Sometimes we feel like we're taking a couple of steps forward, sometimes we feel like we're taking a few steps back, we feel like we're making it towards our goals, then we feel like we're pushed back a little bit, feel like we're ready to get out of lockdown, then we're told it's going to be another few weeks. In whatever realm we sort of, again, pushed, life's journey never seems to be quite as the straight road that we hope it to be. It seems to sort of push us one way and push us the other way. And when we feel pushed this way and pushed that way, sometimes we can lose that sense, that ability to be able to take on the challenge, that ability to be able to stand up and say, we're going to manage to get through this. It doesn't matter how difficult it's going to be, to have that breadth, to be able to breathe in deep. Kotzer ruach doesn't just need to be translated as shortness of spirit. Ruach also is the sense of wind, something that you breathe in. To be able to inhale deeply and say, take a deep breath, I'm going to manage to do this. I'm going to get over these challenges and I'm going to take that step forward. That was what the Jewish people were really struggling to do. And as I said, I think it's something that we can struggle to do ourselves. But a reminder that all we really need to do when we're feeling that kotzer ruach, when we're feeling pulled here and there by life's journey, pushed in all sorts of directions, is to stop for a moment, to take those breaths, to focus inwards a little bit, to focus upwards a little bit, to focus on ourselves, to focus on our relationship with the Almighty, to remind ourselves what's important in life, how we're going to go forward, and to then get up, move forward once again, ready with that full spirit, with that broad sense of why we're here in this world, to be able to face life in the fullest sense once again. Shabbat Chukat.